Yo, what is up guys? Back with yet another walk and talk. I'm literally firing these out now. Been out here getting some pretty badass drone shots today, testing out the new HDR function on my new Mavic Air 2, which is, by the way, spoiler, absolutely kick ass. Anyway, that's beside the point. Today, we're not talking about that. We are talking about, is China now fully back to normal? Because like I made a video, like was it last week maybe? Not sure when you're gonna be seeing this, but I made a video and it was about basically me saying that China was almost back, because now the kindergarten, at that point the kindergartens had all gone back. People were, you know, life was getting back, and I said the final step would be the training schools. Now, I work for a training center. Training centers, if you don't know what a training center is, a training center is basically where you send children to learn after like normal public school or normal, like the normal school hours finish. So usually what we do is we will work there. So usually what we will do is work after all the public schools have finished for the day. So I start at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon on a weekday. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I start 2 until 9. But I don't actually teach any classes until at least 5. I think the earliest one is 5:20 and one at 7 o'clock. So we have started back now, and that is a big step. So I'm just gonna go up here and check out this, there's like a funny little pagoda, but there's people everywhere because it's such a beautiful location. It's just obviously going to get a lot of people out here. But yeah, training centers are back. We are back. We're not back 100% exactly to normal. There are some classes which are now we're going to wait another month because they're not sure if they're not sure about starting back straight away. And I guess that's kind of normal. Everybody's going to be slightly apprehensive about starting back because, you know, I was almost the same with my son going to kindergarten, so I understand where they're coming from for sure. But also the classes, usually our classes are like an hour and a half, and then it's like 40 minutes. You have a 10-minute break and then 40 minutes. What we're doing at the minute is we split the class in two. So we do half the class for 40 minutes and then they go home, and then the other class for 40 minutes and then they go home. So it's kind of like a trial period, but basically we're almost back. I would say we're almost 100% back now. It feels to me like normal. It's absolutely killing me. Shit, going down here. I want to fall in the water. Nice trash over there. So basically, yeah, it's almost, I would say, for me, it's basically 100% back. My normal day is the same as it was before, and the kind of like the feeling of it is almost exactly the same. They are making us currently wear masks in the class to teach, which is super annoying. If you're a teacher and you've worn a mask, you'll understand exactly how annoying it is to teach in a mask, because to teach in a mask means that every time you're talking, because it sits across your nose and round underneath your chin, when your mouth's flapping around like this, it gradually pulls it down and down and down and down and down. It kind of gradually works its way down your face and then like around, like under your chin. So it's super annoying, and in the heat, because now you can see, if like, oh, well, you can't, I don't know if you can see, but I am sweating. So I guess it's kind of hard to tell from the video here, but it's super hot at the moment. It is crazy mad. I'm sweating like crazy just being out here now, and it's still like, it's like 5 o'clock. So basically it is hot. Wearing a mask is annoying, and it kind of climbs down your face. But essentially, like, it's no big deal. Like, anybody that can complain about that probably needs to like just, you know, like take a chill pill, because it's not really that big a deal. Like, we have to wear some masks for a little while and we split the classes down, so it's kind of eased back into it. And like China as a whole feels pretty relaxed about it now. There's a lot of people that are stopping wearing masks. You see more people are outside or in certain places that aren't wearing masks. Like sometimes if I'm going down in the complex now, like people in our complex don't wear masks in the complex a lot. You see people out in the street, like the main, like the public places, I guess, because it's more uncertain out that kind of area. So they kind of do wear them in like places like busy public areas, I guess is the best way to put it. And on the bus, everything is back to normal on the bus. When they first started the bus service back up again, they made it so that you couldn't have too many people and they had to be all spaced out. Now that it's gone, it's back to normal. It's back to full busyness on the bus. It's lucky because I live way out, so it actually makes it easier for me, because I get on when it's empty, and usually same way on the kind of on the way back. So the buses back to normal, work back to normal, public areas pretty much back to normal. There's no more real checking. They kind of brought the QR code checking back for just a little while, but that was because when they opened up all the kindergartens again, I guess they brought it back just to kind of check and make sure. But now that's gone again. All the gates have opened up on the complex. I don't know if I've mentioned that before, but that was an important step. It felt weird after 5 months of only being able to go in and out of one entrance of my complex. Now to be able to just like freely go in and out of anywhere I please is pretty interesting, to say the least. So I think one of the last things which is going to come back and be back to normal will be international flights, because as far as I can see, and as far as rumored, that's still not going to be like, it might be another couple of months. Some people are even rumoring it could be the end of the year. I know that they're trying to get flights for people that are business people. I think business people are able to apply and try and get flights earlier, or will be allowed back into the country earlier. But I think non-essential staff would find a hard time getting back into China in the next couple of months for sure. I guess like most kinds of people working here, the majority of people working here are teachers, and I don't know if I really don't think they're going to consider that essential staff, because although I guess a lot of parents would find that essential, I don't think it's really essential for China in the long run here. I think that's kind of like a very non-essential thing. And there's already there's enough foreign teachers in the country that I guess demand is kind of being met, but I do see a lot of adverts. There's people trying to get their foreign teachers back, because now they've opened up their schools again. They are able to start teaching and offering the classes again, and for a lot of schools the foreign teacher is like a big selling point, because you're getting someone who is a native speaker most of the time anyway, teaching your children English, and that's a big deal for a lot of parents. I know a lot of parents at my school, if they were offered the chance to just have a Chinese teacher, they just said no. My school tried offering some cheaper classes, I think, like say, how about we charge much less but you just have a Chinese teacher, and nobody went for it, because there is a lot of it's all to do with the pronunciation. I mean, I guess a Chinese person could teach English no problem. In fact, they usually teach English a lot better than a lot of the foreigners in China, because there's just they're a lot more passionate and dedicated than a lot of the foreigners that are teaching here. But the one thing they can't do is really nail the accent. I mean, there is some. I know a few Chinese girls who have kind of studied by watching American TV series, and they sound American. It's absolutely incredible. But on the whole, we're here for pronunciation, and also I guess for like cultural stuff as well. It's very popular anyway for schools to have foreign teachers, and it's a big selling point. So at the minute they're all trying to figure out how to to deal with the shortages, because there was a lot of people that basically were like, oh shit, virus, I'm out of here, and they left. And that turned out to actually be a pretty bad move, because I think it's actually safer to have stayed here in China and just seen it through than to have gone back to other countries, because of the way they've been handling it in other countries. I think other countries have handled it pretty poorly. I almost myself was like, well, if we're going to be off school for several months, I'll go back to England. And I never did, because I couldn't get a visa for my wife and my two sons, because they're all Chinese nationals. And if I'd gone straight away, you could have got humanitarian visas like no problem. But because I waited a long time, they said, no, we can't do that. Now you have to wait till the visa centers open again, blah, 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 blah. And it never actually, it never came to fruition, which was lucky, because if I had gone back, I'd have been stuck back in England now, probably not coming back here till the end of the year, with a house and an entire life here, and only my two sons and wife would have been able to actually make it back here. And that would have sucked, because then I would have probably ended up having to try and find a job in England to try and make money, because you can't go like a year like stuck out of essentially what I consider my home, China, without any money, because especially in England, because life there is way more expensive than here, and you'd find it tough doing it here. So yeah, I'm super glad I did not make the choice and decide to go back to England. And yeah, I guess that is about it, guys, because basically the video is over. We've talked. It is, I'm going to walk back up this way a little bit, actually. You can see this lovely background behind me again. But yeah, essentially, life is back here. Everything is back to normal. Everything is good. There's not really anything crazy happening anymore. If you see anything in the media and they're blabbering on about that, I mean, it's not out of reason that it could, because I guess other areas, I think the north of China may have handled it not as well as the south. I'm not sure. People have said there were secondary lockdowns going on in certain little areas, but I guess that's just little pockets of stuff popping up again here and there, which is natural with any kind of pandemic or virus outbreak of this kind. And yeah, overall though, everything is back. Like I said, me going back to work, the training centers, because they're like the least essential part of the education system in China's mind, going back. So if they're going back, that is pretty much a great sign that life is back on track and good old Zhongguo is back to being Heng Hao. Anyway, guys, hit me up with a like, hit me up with a share, hit me up with a subscribe, because like I've said in previous videos, it really does help me out if you could do that. It would be fantastic. Hit me up in the comment section down below. Are you in China? Do you teach? Are you a business person? What do you do in China? What do you think? How do you feel? What is your area like? If you have a YouTube channel there, I can see some of your videos. Hit me up in the comments down below. Don't just keep link dropping, but just say hi, and I'll probably check it out. Anyway, until next time, guys. Bye-bye.